Hello, everybody. Rebecca Rizzo with the red hair here. I'm actually kind of excited. So I'm doing a multiple amount of videos and podcasts. And so I'm actually coming across different types of topics that I wanted to talk about. And the first I wanted to talk about, and this is what this is going to be on, is all about, it's going to be introduction to the chakras and what parts of the body they're actually responsible for communicating with and creating blocks and opening up and emotionally and all that good stuff. I'm going to give you an overview of that. It's going to be probably a little bit more clinical than I'm used to delivering, but I want to give you an overview and make it really simple and easy so that way we can move on to the next series, which I'm going to be doing a little bit more deep dive into each one of the chakras. So this episode is going to give you an overview of all the chakras, so stay tuned, and thanks so much. You have reached, sorry, I forgot to tell you, I'm Rebecca Rizzo with the red hair, and you've reached Energy with Shay Rizzo. I'm an artist, and I'm all about helping you find ways of perceiving your life in a different way to continue to raise your vibration. So I'm all about looking at life and experience things so that I can help you, give you the tools I found and the experiences that I have had and give them to you. Okay, so until just a moment, be right back. Okay, so here we go. The all overview of chakras and what are they for and all of that good stuff. I'm going to be reading for a little bit and I'm going to show you. This is actually a book I would recommend. It's called The Book of Chakra Healing by Liz Simpson. Okay, this is the cover of it. And I'll give you a plug. I have a multitude. I keep saying the wrong word. Okay, I have a lot of different books on chakras, and I will tell you this is my favorite, and I would highly recommend it again, which is the Book of Chakra Healing. And this gives you a lot of insight, a lot of information that you don't have in all of the other information out there. So there's a lot of little detail in this book that you're not going to find anywhere else. So that's why I like it. Anyhow, what I wanted to tell you is basically energetically, we're all frequencies, we're all energy. And the chakra systems, there's a really good video that Avatar, the animated series, has, which talks about the chakras. And it's basically the pools of energy that flow into each other. And when there is an issue, like maybe as it's flowing, so imagine a series of waterfalls, one going into the other, and the other way around too. So it can come up from the bottom up. Gravity doesn't really have a say-so in the chakra energy system. Okay, so it's all about energy flow. And this is all my interpretation of what I think chakras are and what I've learned over the years. So I am not... I am a self-taught. I have researched and I have discovered what I feel that I am reading and I am interpreting. Okay, so overview. I just want you to understand this is your journey, and this everybody has an individual experience. Okay, so I've been learning this stuff for years. My mom, who is also an artist, her name is Sharon Davis. So she is with Earth House Studio. So if you wanted to look her up, anyhow, I've always learned about a lot of the alternative beliefs, the metaphysical studies. I've always learned about that. So this is kind of goes right into it, and it makes a lot of sense. But we are all energy. Everything's vibration, and there is frequencies of all of the vibrations. And chakras actually vibrate at different frequencies. So different parts of your body resonate with different types of frequencies, which resonate with different types of colors, because everything is vibration, and it's just how we interpret it. So the first chakra is the red color, and that's the beginning of the rainbow. If you start, if you want to think about this is chakras for beginners. So I want to give you an overview, and I want you to be able to remember this, however is going to be the easiest way for you to remember it. And I always think about the rainbow because I love the rainbow. Everybody who knows me knows my favorite color is rainbow. Anyway, the first chakra, which is the red chakra, which is the root chakra. And always think of the root, you think of the tree. And that's actually how I'm going to want you to really kind of use that visualization as that energetic grows up as a tree does. Okay. And that's kind of how it comes through our bodies. So that is the first is the adrenals. So it's the root and it's the balance and it's all of the way that we metabolize our fats and our proteins, and it's just that hearty, just solid part of our being on who we are. Okay. This has to do with the production of your adrenal glands, your flight or fight instinct is resonated in your root chakra, which is that root, your trunk, your legs, your balance. All of that is all a part of the same thing. So the root chakra, again, is red. And that is at the base of your spine and goes down all the way through the bottoms of your toes. And actually your root chakra, that red energy, actually does go down probably about a foot or 2 feet below you as well. So keep that in mind. The second, which now we're going to do a reverse rainbow. So as you stand tall, you're going to think that your feet and about a foot or so below that is that red all the way up to the base of your spine. So now you're all red. Okay. That's your solid, that base, that core, that root. Now you're moving on to the sacral chakra. That's your second chakra. Your sacral chakra has all to do with your sexual reproduction. It has to do with that passion. The male and female reproduction organs that produce all the hormones and that sexual characteristics is all within that. So it's the depth of your voice, the amount of body hair that you have. All of this is key to the sacral chakra. So all of that, let's see. It's all of our relationships with our own sexuality, and our emotional balance is also a part of this chakra. So I have a lot of out of balance in that orange, that sacral chakra. Okay, that's that has to do with a lot of things that happened when I was in that developmental phase. And so that's actually, we'll get into that a little bit deeper when we do the sacral chakra. That episode. I will be doing an episode on each one of the chakras, and I will be doing just kind of an overview, and it'll give you some random information, so it'll help you remember how that's developed in our bodies so that you can kind of figure out where some of your blocks may reside in and it within you, and you might not realize based off of the developmental phase that you were when you went through different traumatic situations. So that's a part of the series. So anyhow, this is the first of the series, which is the overview of the chakras for beginners. Okay, so the second chakra is the sacral chakra, which is your sexuality and your emotion and all of that. That also has a lot of your creativity as well. So that's your passion and your creativity. And again, we'll get deeper in that when we go into that. The next is the third chakra, which is the yellow and the solar plexus. That's your gut feeling. That is the pancreas. Okay, so that's your stomach and all of that. So if you're having issues with your digestion and all of that, that could very well have to do with some blocks in your solar plex area. Okay, so that is, you have your root chakra from the base of your spine and down. Then you have your sacral chakra, which is all of that middle area below your belly button and to your where the base of your spine is, and all the way around that area is that orange. And then your solar plexus is that tummy area below the heart and on top of the belly button. That area, where you get all those butterfly feelings. Okay, that is your solar plexus. So your pancreas lies behind the stomach and secretes a variety of substances essential for effective food digestion. It also produces enzymes, which helps control the blood sugar levels. One of the physical dysfunctions of this chakra is diabetes. So if you are diabetic, it's very, it could be very well that you could be having some out alignment with that yellow. Okay. Your digestion, stomach ulcers is also something. So and again, as we get into the solar plex chakra, we'll talk a little bit about trusting yourself and trusting your gut, and not muting that, which when you have those different feelings within your different chakras, as you dismiss them and don't recognize what they represent to you on that inner soul level, you could possibly manifest some kind of illness and some type of unbalance within your body. So just keep that in mind. Again, that'll come later. So that was your solar plexus, that's your yellow. Now you have your heart chakra, which is your fourth chakra, which is all right in your chest area, all across your chest area and your heart area. This is located just above the heart, the thymus. This is what is actually the thymus is the heart chakra. That's what it controls as far as your glands and stuff go. So your thymus. This produces hormones that stimulate general growth, particularly early in life. It also has a purifying role in the body by stimulating the productions of the lymphocytes. The lymphocytes, which form a part of the body's white cells and the defense system. So if your heart chakra is out of alignment, your autoimmune disease is something that could be an issue. It also, when the immune system actually attacks its own protein and mistakes that for a foreign substance, that could be that issue. That's an autoimmune disease. And when your heart chakra is out of alignment, which is attached to your self-love, that is attached to loving yourself and knowing that everything that is going on within your sphere, that to love yourself through it and to not judge yourself and all of that stuff, that is such a part of the fourth chakra that can really cause you a lot of issues. So keep that in mind. Again, we'll go over that a little bit more in depth in the heart chakra episode. So again, that's your fourth chakra. The fifth chakra, which is kind of what I was dressed for today, which is the throat chakra. So that is the fifth chakra. That's for your thyroid and your gland system. Within that, your larynx, your neck, all of that. So when you're having issues with a stiff neck or a sore throat or that, there may be an issue within that throat chakra that is out of balance, which is possibly got to do with the fact that maybe you're not clearly communicating. Maybe you're not voicing what it is and you're trying to stuff down some of the things that you're not wanting to recognize. That could be causing some issues. So this also controls the body's metabolism. So the metabolic rate is what it actually controls. So it's how effective it converts food into energy. So that could be really, really important. And it also, behind this lies the throat chakra is all about the blues. So this is the when you are not converting the right amount of if the food that you are eating is not being converted into the right amount of energy, that could cause a lot of issues with all your development. And having an issue with your mental development, that's an issue. And again, it's all about communicating. It's all about making sure that you are clear with your communication. The throat chakra is linked with all forms of communication, corresponds to the need for balance between the rational and the cerebral, I can't say it, that approach of emotional expression of the heart. So making sure that you're using your brain and your thought process and having all of that kind of interconnect together with your heart is what your thyroid and that throat chakra, fifth chakra is. So I have a hard time with being clear in communication because I have so many filters going on, and that has to do with a lot of mental, um, um, the mental perspective that I bring to the table that nobody else can, based off of the experience that I have gone through. I am being very realistic with the fact that I know that I have filters and I have issues that I'm trying to work through. So, anyhow, that communication and working on my blue chakra is something that is very, very important, because again, it connects the heart. The sixth chakra, which is the pituitary gland, that's connected to the pituitary gland. It's located within the structure of the base of the skull. So it's kind of like a line that goes through the back of your skull and the between the two eyes, and it's kind of like a line that goes through there, and that's where it is, through that line. That is the third eye chakra, and that is the pituitary gland. Again, it's close to the eyebrows and both the base of the skull. Sorry. Once it's called the master gland. It's a part of the endocrino system. Okay, it actually is the one that connects and controls all your hormone systems. So that's a pretty big deal. This is vital in making sure your metabolism, the general body chemistry. It is really the connection with the birth and motherhood, which is pretty cool. So basically, at a time when many women feel that their intuition, particularly with regards to the children, it's their peak, because that connection to when you become a mother. It says this includes the hormone which produces and it actually does all the contractions during labor. It releases milk from the breast during lactation. And so that actually is a part of that whole system. So it's almost like, how they say a mother always knows. It's a part of your chemistry that gets turned on when you have those hormones going through your body, and that is triggered through being a mother. So that's pretty interesting. The actual seventh chakra is the crown chakra, and the crown chakra is really, here, I'll just say, this is the connection to the crown chakra with the pineal gland. It's a pea-sized body that lies deep within the brain, and was once thought to serve no useful purpose. It's considered in the 17th century to be the seat of the soul. Okay, so that was actually by a French philosopher. Now, this actually has your internal body clock. It helps with your sleep. It helps with your regulation with your thyroid. It is your melatonin, and it's also about your aging and anti-aging. So the crown function within the chakra system as a whole is it's really to help with the physical and emotional and mental shelves of who we are and the connection to all. So it's kind of like the connection to the outside and your connection and pulling everything up until. So that's what all of the chakras are. And again, that throat chakra is blue, and the third eye is an indigo, and the crown chakra is purple. So each one works a little bit different part of your body, and each one is developed at a different age. So I want to actually tell you the one thing I will say to you here. Okay, I'll tell you. These are pretty cool. I'll give you a little insight as to the ages of when they were developed. So, and this can kind of give you a whole insight. So if you maybe have a lack of balance and a lack of confidence, things like that, standing up for oneself, perhaps that's an issue that you are having. That could be a blocked root chakra that was developed between the ages of 1 and 8. If you are having issues with challenging and motivations based on like social conditioning and you believing a certain way about yourself, that has to do with your passion, your sacral chakra, that orange, okay? And that was developed between the ages of 8 and 14. Those are pretty pivotal times, and all of us have gone through some major issues during those ages. The solar plexus, this has a direct connection to your self-esteem and your self-confidence, and this chakra was formed during the ages of 14 to 21. Again, a lot of incredible things that you process through that time frame. The next is the heart chakra. That's your green. That's about forgiveness and compassion, and really all about that self-love. That's developed between 21 and 28. Many of you that are watching right now are fit into that category. Just know to love yourself. This is your time to love yourself. That's all about green. Okay. The fifth is your throat chakra, and that is all about your personal expression. That's a lot of fun, actually. That forms between 28 and 35, and that's really when you start to get comfortable within your own skin, and you really start to say the things that are on your mind, and you start to realize that it's all about your personal expression, and it doesn't have anything in your personal experience. It doesn't have anything to do with what everybody else is happening and what's going on with them. The whole wanting to keep up with the Joneses between this age, 28 to 35, and that throat chakra development, that's when that's all happening. So be mindful. The next is the third eye. The third eye is all about that intuition, that trusting of self, and this is that emotional intelligence. It's actually forming all throughout your life, and there is no specific developmental age. So I think as you get older, I know that I'm becoming a little bit more aware to my intuition and to source, and as source speaks with me and my connection and all of that. So, and I'm older than 35, so it's getting much easier too for me to understand that everything's not so serious, and believe me, you'll get there. If you have any questions on it, please make sure you put it in the comments and I'll help you out. The next is the crown chakra. This is that, again, the third was the indigo blue, and the seventh chakra, which is the crown chakra, is a lavender, and that's all about selflessness. So it's all about realizing it's not about you, and it's not about your personal gain material wise, that it's more about serving. It's more about the connection. It's more about being able to contribute to the whole, and having the greater good prosper, and see your efforts as a positive one for all mankind. I mean, I kind of feel like that's really, as you start to develop your crown chakra, those are a lot of the thoughts that you're going to experience within yourself. So again, okay, so those were the overview of the chakras. I hope that was okay. I tried to make it pretty easy. If you have any additional questions, if this spearheaded you into any other questions that you need to know right now, please make sure you reach out. Let me know. I would be happy to help you. I get super excited about sharing. But do know that I will be creating some more chakra episodes to come. Again, you have reached Energy with Shay Rizzo. I'm Rebecca Rizzo. I'm an artist, and my passion is all about trying to recognize things that make me happy, and helping you recognize things that make you happy through changing your perspective and really paying attention to your vibe, making sure that you can continue to level up and do things that will continue to elevate and help you gain a higher vibration. So I am going to go ahead and share more of the things I've learned. Again, this is over 380 days of doing my daily meditation, and I am so grateful for being able to go through all that I've gone through, so that it's gotten me to where I am. I'm really grateful for you for tuning in. If this is your first time, thank you. I'm hoping to really share everything that I can tell, everything that I've learned, everything that I've benefited from with my chakra studies, and really just getting a little more comfortable with being myself and sharing my story, and helping other folks share their story is really what I'm hoping it's going to be all about. So love, light, many blessings, and thanks so much for tuning in. Peace out.